Welcome back to BC Exotics. Today I'll be showing you how to set up a bearded dragon vivarium. So this video is just kind of a basic insight to how I personally do it, and it's not as advanced as it could be, but this is how I would recommend doing it. So I have a red leatherback bearded dragon called Phoenix, and he is my only bearded dragon currently, and he is in this black 4 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot vivarium. And I think the first thing to talk about is lighting. As you can see, I have a UVB strip light which covers the whole vivarium in the day, and that is currently on a 9-hour light cycle because it's winter. And then I also have a heat lamp over here. I used to have a bulb, but now I've switched to ceramic because I find it's easier, as bulbs did, because it's an on and off thermostat. The bulbs just kept on, like their fuse would go, and so ceramics I find work much better. And he has got the light in there with the UVB light. So as you can also see, I have two probes in here. I have the one here and the one over there. The one over here does the is the thermostat for the bulb for his heat area, and then this one this also is a hydrometer, so it tells me the humidity as well as the ambient temperature. Bearded dragons do require a hotspot of about 38 degrees and then an ambient temperature of about 25 degrees. So it is quite a big variation. They also need airflow, and as you can see, I've got this vent here, as there's two above, but you can't see them at the moment. They also require UVB and UVA throughout the year, and I find that a UVB tube works much better than a UVB bulb, as it does cover more of the vivarium. So another big thing to consider when it comes to bearded dragons is substrate, and there are many substrate choices out there. I personally use ReptiCarpet, or I have been for the past few months. This is what it looks like, just because it's so much easier to clean and maintain. I did use a mix of cocoa fiber, a small bit of sand, and some orchid bark, kind of like a mix of everything really, that I saw online that was recommended to me, but I found that it would just get so messy because bearded dragons like to dig. In the summer, I take mine out into the garden, and it has a big open space there when it's like hot on the hot days. So he can kind of has a bigger space and substrate to dig in if he wants. But yeah, no, ReptiCarpet does have some negatives, definitely. And I know a lot of people tend to stay away from it. And a bearded dragon is probably the only animal I would use it for. Additionally, once you've cut it to size, it's really easy to fit. And so as you can see, I just slide it in there, and then I put the cables on top, and I'll attach them with some aluminium tape in a second. So for my bearded dragon's main hide, I use this wooden house I got from Pets at Home. I don't normally go there, it's just I saw this online and I thought it looked really nice, so I decided to get it. He does actually go in it. There's a little door here in night, which is quite funny. It's like he's going to sleep in his own house, or he'll sometimes sit on top of it to get closer to the UVB, and so I find that this works really well, or anything else similar which raises them off the ground, because in the wild, because they're from Australia in the outback, they'll sit on high logs and stuff to get a better view. And so yeah, he does enjoy interacting with that. I do like to add a little bit of decor, and so I have these kind of two artificial trees which are kind of falling apart, and I'll definitely replace soon. And I just put them there so it looks a bit nicer, and he'll sometimes just kind of lean on them. Another really important thing is for them to obviously have their basking spot, and I find that a big piece of cork bark works really well to put underneath their basking spot, as he likes to grip onto this. And it also gives him a bit of, because bearded dragons kind of, they scratch their claws a bit to shorten the nails, otherwise they can become ingrown if they get too long. And so I put this under his basking light, and it also means I can attach the thermostat probe to something, and so I put this in like this. The cable for the thermostat just goes underneath and then comes around and then slots in there. I'll then use some aluminium tape to secure it down. This is quite good to have. I feel like most reptile keepers do have some aluminium tape lying around somewhere, as it is heat resistant. Well, I mean, it conducts heat, so it doesn't melt, unlike duct tape, and so you can put it under things like hotspots. So the next thing to add is another piece of decor, but this is kind of an accessory that he likes to rest on. I put this here, and he can climb up it, and he tends to sit here because that's kind of also under his light, but as you can see the light does go onto the end, but he'll either sit underneath it or to get closer he can sit up here, and he enjoys climbing on it, as bearded dragons do enjoy to climb. As you can see, it is a bit wobbly, so I do put this big rock in with it underneath here, and so this also holds the repti carpet down as well as supporting the kind of tree structure. And then the final bits of decor I put in, I just put in a few rocks, as he kind of sometimes, he'll sit up on them like this, because they like to get their head up, and so I just kind of let him do that. And it also holds down the repti carpet as well, because if he pulls at the side, it will just kind of clump up and pull up, so it prevents that. So the final thing that's needed is obviously a food and water dish. This is the water dish I have now. This is just for a few days. I have ordered a larger one because I had one that was bigger, but I cracked it when I was cleaning it out. So I'll be getting him a new one. And then I also just have a basic feeding dish. This is just stained. But then I've done a bearded dragon simple diet guide kind of video about 6 months, a year ago, which I will put up on the screen now. And you can click that if you want to see a full diet. I forgot to mention that repti carpet is a good choice for bearded dragons, as bearded dragons, they need a kind of a humidity of 30%, which is quite low, especially if you're based in the UK. And so I find that this works really well, as it stops the humidity from getting too high. So let's see if Phoenix likes it. I do hold a tea towel sometimes when I'm taking him out, and he hasn't gone for a poop in a while, because he has gone on my hands a considerable number of times, because he hates going inside of his cage. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you liked it and learned something new. If you're considering getting a bearded dragon, why not let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.